Hello there and welcome to another one. It's Game On, baby. My name is Tatenda. Harry is not here. He decided to be owl. Apparently, he says he's got a meeting, and you don't know that. I don't know that. We just heard his voice telling us that. Anyway, if you're new to the channel, please consider liking, sharing, and subscribing. That way, we get to see more people come through. And before I introduce our guest for today, I don't know where to start because this is our wife. This is the first time on the show that we're bringing a wife material, if there's such a thing. And let me not introduce it, but if you're looking to traveling is one thing, going on a bucket list is one thing, going on a vacation is one thing, but knowing how to get there is always going to be tough. That's why you need professionals. And this video was sponsored by Firefly Corporate, and you can go onto their website www.fireflycorporate.co.za. They will do everything for you. They've got the packages for you. They've got more than 20 years of experience in knowing which destination suits who, when, how, and the what. Let them do it for you. Hand your passport to them and everything else is going to be sorted. So go on to www.fireflycorporate.co.za or alternatively email info@fireflycorporate.co.za. They'll do everything for you. They can even chat to you on WhatsApp and you can list your concerns and everything that you need. Also, if you're looking to move from one spot to the other, it's month end and people are moving houses, people are moving offices. Let the professionals do it for you. Best Mini Removals is there to help you with a seamless transition from one spot to the other. Just give them a call or head on down to www.bestminiremovals.co.za and Mr. Norman Abraham is going to take care of you. Let them worry about which one is broken because they'll pay for it. Let them worry about which one is missing because they'll pay for it, rather than you having to stress of moving from one spot to the other, downgrading, upgrading, everything that you name it. They are there for you. They've got the manpower, they've got the trucks, they've got everything that you need to make sure, the boxes as well, to ensure that you move from one spot to the next. That's it from the word from our sponsors. Let us hear who's this wife.
Yeah. Please tell me that I can't, that I won't, that I fail, that I'll never make it out, yeah. Please tell me all the bad, never good, fill my head full of every single doubt, yeah. Please say any negative thoughts, I pop off when I hear people
Anyway, hello.
Hi, how are you doing?
Look at it. Hello, how you doing? How are you, my nini? My nini means my brother's little brother. This is our wife, y'all, and she's still so calm and collected, but she's never like this. Michelle Moo, yo. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you for having me.
Are you excited? Do you know what I'm gonna ask?
Kinda.
What if I change my plan? You're gonna be stuck.
We'll go with the plan.
Oh, awesome. We'll go with the plan. That's the kind of wives that we want. That will go with the plan. Anyway, thank you so much for joining us. The Game On podcast basically deals with sports people, women in sports, background in front, people that are making a difference in the sporting world, or people that are servants of the game, and in this regard, people that are servants of cricket. And when your name was mentioned, your story is something that someone can resonate to, or a little girl somewhere can go like, wow, I didn't know that you can actually make something out of just playing cricket, because certain sports were always meant to be not meant. They were always counted as rugby is for men because it's physical. Cricket is for men because there's a ball that is hard, so it's going to hit you, and girls are a little bit on the weaker side. Yeah. And we are seeing, even soccer as well, but we're seeing women that are actually doing good. They are succeeding in the sporting world. I've seen the women's rugby that happened a few years ago, recently, I think start of last year. And you can see that girls are actually taking the world by storm. That's why you're like, why should certain sports be said they are manly sports? Sport is sport. Any girl can do javelin. Any man can do javelin. Any man can do hockey, rugby, and whatever, you name it. So, first things first, when someone comes onto the show, is who is that person? And I know you. Everyone that is watching this probably knows you, but there's someone, because we've got people that are in Russia right now and we've got viewers from Russia, Ukraine. I don't know when do you guys find time to watch this because there's war and whatnot, but Thank you so much for those people. The people in Australia, it's on another different zone. But then for the people that are in South Africa, they may know you. The people that are in Zimbabwe, they may know you. I may know you. But still, I have to be forced to ask the question, who is Michelle? In your own words. Don't be fancy. Who is Michelle?
The name has been said already. My name is Michelle. Not yet Moyo, but Mutongawafa.
So she's sticking to her surname. Yeah.
Very soon I'll change my surname. But to sum it up, I am more career driven. I had been focused on cricket and studies. So I think those are the two things that resonate with me. And I am currently doing my master's in economics. And I'm still playing cricket. So I think that's about it.
Smart, huh? Beauty with brains. Beauty with brains. Amazing stuff. Let's go back to the Michelle when she first saw a cricket bat or got introduced to the game of cricket. How old were you? And what made you say, I think I can do this? You are driven career-wise. You're driven with your studies. But what made you say, I think I can do this? When was this?
I was 10 when cricket was introduced at, not cricket, but girls cricket was introduced at my primary school in Chitungwiza. And they just said, oh, there's going to be girls cricket girls who want to join, you can come tomorrow at 1 o'clock after school. So a lot of us went on that next day. I wasn't into sports because I was a very sick child growing up. I had asthma, so they're like, you can't play sports.
Oh, so you can't run. You can't do anything that makes you run. Okay.
I didn't even sweep the classroom at anything.
Oh, wow. Yeah. What a life.
So if my mom see me running outside, she'll be like,
hey, sit down.
You want to be coughing at night. So she didn't even know I went there for cricket. So the next day I went for cricket and they were showing us, oh, this is a ball and whatnot. And then they said, come back again tomorrow. I went back alone.
So all the other girls didn't.
Oh,
back. Wow. Okay.
So that's when I started to go there and they were teaching me how to bowl. Unfortunately, I couldn't bowl.
Wow.
So they taught me how to bat.
Was this your first instinct of your first time ever hearing about cricket at this point in time?
Yeah, I can say so. Yeah.
Okay.
But my family used to watch cricket like back then, but it wasn't so much when I was growing up.
Okay.
That was my first time, I can say.
Wow. So you go back there, you are now alone.
I'm now alone.
Then what? Did the other girls not come back because they were scared of, did something happen on the first day that you guys went? Was there fitness? Was there scary words that were shared? Why?
I think it was just like they were not interested, if I can say that.
Yeah.
I found it very interesting and I went back and they started to teach me how to bat and I became a very good batsman.
Yeah.
And I started to play because I was 10, so I was playing in the courts. So there's juniors and courts. So I was playing in the courts until I was grade 6 then. I was going to grade 6 and then I was in the courts and I was playing with the boys. So at first it was very difficult because I was shy. And if we are playing a game and someone takes a wicket, I would be sitting there and they were celebrating. Yeah, so the coach was like, if I see you standing alone, I'm going to beat you. And I became like free with the boys, became one of them, and until I was like grade 7, I was now a junior. And it was nice. And everywhere we used to go play because I was now traveling with the first team because I was now playing first team.
So let's come back a bit. You become the first girl or the only girl that is going. That means you're gonna be drafted in a boys team.
Yes.
Because you don't have enough girls to fill up your team.
Yeah.
So there is a bit of shyness, obviously, because it's boys. I'm the only girl. There's a little bit of loneliness again because it's boys and I can't resonate to what they are feeling, what they are doing because I'm alone. As opposed to if it was 2 girls, then you know that you got your friend when you guys are traveling and all that. How daunting was that mentally to say, I still want to do this, but then the situation is saying no, yet you still persevered. How daunting was that mentally?
It didn't last for long. The shyness didn't last for long because I was also coming from a household of boys only. I was also the only girl in my
So you were a tomboy
family.
anyway.
I was a tomboy anyway, so it didn't last long. And we were gelling. Like, you wouldn't know there's a girl in the mist until you're told.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's
wow.
how nice it was.
That was nice. Did the boys welcome you though, or did you sort of feel a sense of, I'm not them, they're not me?
They did welcome me. You know, like, boys, they always want to teach the girls to be like, let me teach you how to do this and all that. But it didn't last for long as well. They became jealous of me because the school always recognized me. If
More
it's
than
like the
them.
best cricketer, like the certificate at school, I'll get everything. I'll get the new
So the
kit.
school was also trying to sort of encourage you
Yeah.
at the same time. Yeah.
So the boys were like, why only her and stuff. So it was I think the head of cricket at the school really liked me in the sense that he wanted me to be in every sport besides cricket. So any sport that is introduced at school, like be it golf, baseball, like there was introduced baseball at my school, and the sponsor sponsored one tracksuit, like a baseball tracksuit, and they gave it to me. So it was fun. But I wasn't interested in any of the sports except for cricket.
Wow.
Yeah.
So to you, it came as your get out of jail free card, because literally, if there's one tracksuit, it's coming to you. If there's best player, it's coming
to me. Yeah.
Most improved is coming to you. So you're sort of like, oh wow, I'm taking advantage of the goodness that is coming on to me. So this is Michelle, the 10-year-old. What drew you closer to the game? Yes, you guys were watching cricket at home and you sort of knew about the game, but you were not directly involved in the game. What really drew you, apart from the fact that the family was watching it, what really took your interest? Say, you know what, I think I can make something out of this. Obviously, as a 10-year-old, you don't really know what's going to happen in the future, but that excitement or that love or that you being drawn into it, what exactly drew you into, I think cricket is the one, not baseball, not hockey, not golf?
Yeah. I think it was very interesting for me. One, I was also tomboy. Because at one point I tried to do netball and it was too girlish for me.
Oh,
so,
wow. A girl saying girlish.
So I was like, I was very tomboy, and it was nice being with the boys. I think that was the most interesting thing for me. And also the support that I got from the coaches, the people that started to teach me cricket. And it was very nice. They believed in me so much that I thought, oh wow, this is interesting. And like, it was nice as a young kid going to those fancy schools, because I was coming from a ghetto, and we're going to the fancy schools and we'll be eating cakes there. Wow. So it was very nice. It was very nice. Even though they'd be like, oh, you're playing with a chick, it was nice for me. I enjoyed it.
Yeah. So that obviously, it became an encouragement, even though you were failing at some points.
Yeah.
But because you're always looking at, especially when someone grows up in a poor background, not really poor, but then there are fancy schools. If you're looking at, let's say in South Africa, a kid is going to school in Soweto, then they are playing against St. John's or St. Stephen's. It's a very big school, nice school, 4 or 5 fields. Whereas where they're coming from, there's just a little bit of a turf inside a soccer ground. Yes, that becomes a motivation that I want to go back there and eat nice lunch. It has nothing to do with the game. It has everything to do with what the game is giving you.
Yes.
Was that what you were going through? Was that what made you say, I think I love this?
I think at first it was that, but the main contributor, I think it was my grandmother, because she believed in cricket. I remember one day I was coming from school and I was telling her that we went for trials, and I was like, yo, we went for trials and there were so many people, and it's like, hey, maybe you must keep on going. One day you'll be like Taib and buy your mother a house.
Wow.
You know, so she was really supporting me. She was the only one who knew that I was playing cricket. And she would support me. She would watch my whites. If it's like, she would make them very white, and she'd be like, I used to work for white people, and they were playing cricket. So she used to make them very white.
Wow. You know what, credit where it's due. I met Gogo once, and I know she's going to be watching this. And that woman, I still remember when we came to pay your lobola, she said something so powerful. And even up to now, I remember telling my wife, and I'm like, babe, yo, this woman, one, praise, and two, she just said something so powerful. It's like, what did she say? Like, you'll never understand. That's the kind of person that she is. And you're saying the reason why your cricket went a little bit further is because she believed in you. Yet this is a grand. And growing up in black neighborhoods or in the ghetto, our parents did not know the game. Literally, they knew soccer. Soccer, you go and kick that ball and you score, sorted. 99% of black people, the reason why they don't excel in sports is because the parents don't understand the game. Yet here Gogo was here and saying, go, you never know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
How important is it to have a parent that is going to understand or believe in your craft as a person? As a boy, it's fine because boys are meant to be sporty, and we were raised by an older generation that believed that a boy can do it, but a girl can stay in the kitchen, you understand?
Yeah.
And here you are, Gogo saying, go. How important is it to have a parent that believes in the craft, even though it's not a norm in society? Every parent believes that their child is good in soccer because the soccer ball is readily available. But not every parent believes that their child can be good in golf because a golf club is not readily available, or a cricket bat is not readily available. How important is it to have a parent that understands these elite sports?
I think I can say it like on my point of view, like when I was that little girl going to cricket every day and having a supportive grandma, it made me like when I went to the trials or to play a game, I knew that when I go back home, I'm going to tell her, oh, I took 2 wickets, and she's going to be very happy. Yeah. Even though she wasn't there physically, but I knew when I get home and tell her that this is what happened, she would be very, very happy. Exactly. So I think even though you don't understand the game, being interested in it, when your child is telling you, okay, this is what happened, be it in school, be it in sport, just be like, okay, so how does it work? Like, it's very nice. And when I got to play here in South Africa and I saw other kids, their parents are there at practice, their parents are there at the games, and I was like, I didn't have that growing up, but now I did say to my mom, I was like, you should come and support me. And when my whole family comes to support me, I become very happy. Like, they are there, they're watching you. You hope to do your best because your family is watching you. So it's very important, whether you are rich or poor, just supporting your child is very important.
Yeah. I think it comes back again to, we can't really blame the parents for not coming through because one, yes, they don't understand, and we are saying you don't have to understand the game to come and support your child. But also there's an economic factor as well, where cricket matches or soccer matches, whatever case may be, are played on a weekend. And mom and dad are working Sunday to Sunday. So you can only understand that, geez, yes, I want to go and support my child, even though I don't understand what they are doing. Like cricket, it's a person when see a little red ball and they're chasing after it and someone is screaming and then, okay, he's walking out. Oh, that's out. Yeah. Or someone was just running and threw that ball and hit another kid and went, you understand? So it also comes back to the way the economy is not balanced, in the sense that a black parent is always going to be at work.
Yeah.
And coming back from work, you're already tired, you're already stressed because you have to prepare food. Tomorrow you're going back to work, you're stressed again of the food that you're going to cook for the children. But I love the point that you mentioned, that even though you are not there physically, even though Gogo was not there physically, the mere fact that you come back and say, I got 2 wickets or I got a catch, she'll be like, wow, that's amazing. Tell me, what does a catch mean?
Yeah.
Or tell me, what does LB mean? Tell me, what does this mean? There's so much importance in just be there in the moment when the child is telling you about it. You don't have to walk in and say, okay, I came and sat with you for an hour, 3, 4, 5 hours, because cricket games can be very long. So I love that point, and just wanted to reiterate that point where you don't have to go, but when the child comes and tells you, you have to be interested.
Yeah, even the point that you make that our parents are working Sunday to Sunday. Like, my mom was here in South Africa and I was in Zim, but she didn't understand cricket. But when I told her I'm playing cricket, she bought me like those small bats and a tennis ball. We used to play in our yard. So even though she didn't understand it, she could buy what she could afford. It wasn't an SS bat or a GM bat, but it was something that I was like very appreciative of. Even my first kid, she bought it for me because she was like, I was telling her, I'm the only one without a kid. She made her best to make sure that I get a kid. She first bought the wrong size, like the small one, and then we send it back. You see, but it's but the love. There's effort, even though you're not there, but just supporting your child, they will just appreciate it.
Your family, Mishi, I think I've met welcoming people in my life. And I still remember when we came to do your guys' marriage with Chiba, and getting in there. Have you ever been in a sort of environment that immediately you're like, geez, this is home? You've never met them in your life, you've never spoken to them, you've never seen them or their pictures, whatever. To have such support, can you credit most of your success to how your family is supportive?
Definitely, I can really say that, especially like staying with my grandparents. I think that was the biggest blessing of my life. My mom was here working in South Africa, and we had to stay with our grandparents. And they taught us how to pray, because I remember my grandfather used to take me for walks. And just me, he's like, let's go for a walk. And he would be telling me how important it is to be a girl, how important it is to have education. Because I was good in school, and he always saw it every time I passed my grade 7. Okay, now you're going to high school. You have to work hard and all of that. I pass my O levels. I'm going to A level now. And it's like, you have to keep on going. The goal is for you to go to university. So in every stage of my education, he was there to guide me. Because he was seeing like what other, girls that are doing. And I think as a parent, you're always scared of your girl child. Like, True. Are they going to make it?
Yeah.
I think for me it was my own thing to be like, I want to make it. I had no other choice. I had to pass. That was just my drive. Even when it comes to sports, like in primary school, my teachers used to fight with the head of sports because they didn't want me to not be in class. And this one doesn't want me to miss a game. So, but in every way, I would pass.
Wow.
Yeah.
Let's come back to Michi now. Is in a boys team, and she's not struggling because she was already a tomboy. Mm-hmm. And then there is Gogo that is pushing you. You said you went for your first trial. What was the presence of mind, and what trial was that? When you said Gogo said, go, you never know, you're going to be the next attendant table and you're going to buy your mom a house. What was the thought process when you were called to trials? Were you like, oh crap, they're looking at me? Or were you like, oh yeah, I got this? Because there's also a fine line between confidence and arrogance.
Yeah.
And a lot of people
Definitely.
tend to feel like if you're too overconfident, then you're arrogant. And if you're not too overconfident, then that means you don't believe in your craft. So what was, as a youngster, because right now we coach a lot of kids, and the moment we say there's trials, you can see them crack. Literally, the kid could hit an extra cover drive any other day, the kid could bowl a bouncer any other day. But all of a sudden, because there's trials and there's coaches that are holding clipboards, now it's like they've never played cricket in their entire life.
Yeah.
What was going through your mind mentally when I'm the girl that is going to trials?
I think for my case it was very different. In that I just played cricket. Like I didn't aspire for anything, to be honest. I didn't aspire to play for the national team. I didn't even know there was a national team. I didn't know there was a provincial team. I was just playing at school because it was nice. Yeah. So my coaches would be like, there's trials there, you should go. I'll be like, okay, let's go. They're paying for my transport. Let's go. So I was grade 7, and there was a new club that was starting, Uprising. So I had to go there. For me, it was going to play a game.
I was just going to play.
I was just going to play a game of cricket. And I remember when I was there, I bowled. I think I took 3 wickets in the same over, the same over. And everyone would be like, "Oh my God, that's so cool!"
What's this?
And I'm like, "Yeah."
Wow.
Like,
were these trials only for girls or boys
yes,
included?
it was now girls.
Okay.
It was now girls.
Yeah.
So that's how I got to play for my first club when I was grade 7.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you think that from the time that you were 10 to the time that you were grade 7, Zimbabwe cricket was now prioritizing girls cricket?
Yes, it was.
I see.
It was. Because that was the first time, because we even went for a competition in Kwekwe, I think, yeah. And because I was used to playing with the guys, and there was already girls, but I wasn't exposed to them.
Oh, you didn't know?
Yeah, I didn't know them. I was so surprised to see that I was the youngest in they were calling me a baby because I was the baby of the teams. But it was very nice to see other ladies play cricket. It was very nice, yes.
How was so you say I want to jump a little bit. You say you get to Kwekwe and you realize that there's other girls. How important is exposure? Because when you are in your own small cocoon or in your own small corner, you kind of feel like that's the game or that's the life. And that's exactly what you were feeling from 10 to grade 7. Like, oh, this is the life. I'm going to be playing with boys. Only to realize that, crap, there's other girls that have been in there.
Yeah.
Did that come to you as, oh crap? Because now all of a sudden, attention is no longer coming to you alone. Attention is coming to the team. Before, it was
me.
The only tracksuit, it goes to the girl. The only player of the match, whatever, it goes to the girl. Now all of a sudden, you've got 11 girls and you're all going to be judged based on what you're putting on the table and not because you're the only girl. Did that strike you as probably a blow to your confidence, or you felt like, maybe I'm not good enough, or self-doubt?
Unfortunately, no. that's the I think it's, I don't know if it's the worst or it was a good thing for me. I was just there. Like, if they say go play cricket, I would just take, like, I didn't plan for it to be like, I want to take 5 wickets, and no,
going to play cricket.
I was just doing good.
I'm just going to play cricket.
And they will call me, okay, next, after grade 7, I went to high school. And I went to Sekewani High School. There were still no girls. So I was now called to go play provincial for Mashigus. I went for trials. And it was still not that feeling, but like, I'm going for trials. It's the province. And no. So
I'm going to play cricket.
I'm just going to play cricket. That was just me. And I'll play there and I do well. And I did well. And I got in the provincial team at 14.
Michi, the 14-year-old that gets into a provincial side, and how welcoming are girls? Because there is this notion that women, you are rough to one another. I'm trying to find the best word to describe how women are. You guys bash one another. You guys talk down on each other. You say sisterhood, but in all honesty, women are, it's sad. Because women are not united. You don't mind stabbing your sister in the back, but smiling, oh, bestie, you're amazing, and whatnot. So I can imagine what is the camp like when you're walking in as this 14-year-old, oh, she thinks she knows better, or she thinks she's better than us. We've been around forever, and she's just excelling as well, you understand? So was there such a thing in the women's camp when you walk into a provincial side for the first time?
Fortunately, at that time, I now had a friend from the area where I used to go. I think we're 3 now, so we'd go together for trials and everything. But at that time, only the 2 of us made it for Mashikus. Okay. So
we're from the same
neighborhood,
okay.
yes.
Same club. Right?
Yeah, they were now playing because of me as well.
Oh, so you're bringing girls.
Yeah. Okay. So we did go for trials, and we got in the province, and then we met other girls that have been playing cricket that are in the national team. That's when I started to know there's a national team.
Okay. So your eyes are slowly being opened.
Yes.
As you go.
So they were scary, I don't want to lie. I was young, and they would be like, if you make a mistake, like if you drop a ball, you feel like the ground must open. So they were scary. I think that was the main point. They were scary. And I was young. I remember I didn't take cricket so seriously, and there I had to take it seriously.
Now it's a different ballgame. They're serious.
Because I remember at the trials we were 17. They selected 17 people, and then they wanted to remove 2 in that 17. Okay. And then I wasn't a good fielder at that time, so I dropped all the catches. They were hitting high catches. I dropped everything, and now I'm crying.
Because you know you're not gonna make the side.
No, it wasn't because I'm not gonna make it, but because like I can't do it. I wasn't used to the roughness of cricket. It was too rough. Yeah. And the coach was Coach Namburo at that time, and like, why are you crying? You must catch those catches. And I was a good bowler at the time. Now I changed. I was a batsman before. Now I'm a bowler. And then it's like, if it's not that you were a good bowler, I wasn't going to take you. And then that's how I got in the team. Okay. And it was nice. It was a nice experience going away, because we were traveling now to go play the province. That was exciting. That was very exciting. And I didn't know there's something like that. It was nice. And we got our kit, got our kit. And then we went to Kwekwe.
Yeah.
I went to Koko for a tournament, and I saw a lot of food. Yo,
That was your highlight.
that was the highlight.
Yeah.
And we got there. There was a lot of food on the table. You just eat. I was like, this is life.
It's buffet. It's like when you've made it that level of the game, the first thing that resonates is not the new bed
Yeah.
or not it's the food.
It's the food.
You walk in and the dining table is
Yeah.
like, yeah.
And we got there in the afternoon and we were playing a game at 1. So we got there around 12 and then there were beggars there and chips. I ate. I was so full. Now we have to play again.
I don't want to talk about my story, wow, amazing. So where is Gogo in you traveling and you playing first class and the family? What's happening to Michelle's family knowing that our 14-year-old, 14, you probably at Form 1, Form 2.
Mm.
This girl is actually traveling. She went onto a bus to go to another province. She left in the morning. They're probably coming back the next day or 2 days, whatever the case may be, or later on. But the fact that she is not around.
And it's a girl.
Yes.
Yes.
She's 14, she's a girl, she's not around. What if she gets hit by a ball? That ball is hard.
Definitely.
What if something happens? What if maybe there's an accident, God forbid? What's going through Gogo? Where is Gogo? Where is mom in this whole setup in you exploring this new world of cricket as a girl?
I think the most important the most important player in that was my coaches from primary school, because they took me all the way. They didn't leave me in primary school.
Wow.
They took me all the way.
They're still there.
When I went to the club, and I used to go for practices for uprising at Prince Edward, and we started the practice at 6 p.m. and it ended at 10 p.m. So every time they go back home with me, and we have brought her.
This is a 14-year-old and things are going well, and you're going to move to one province to the other, and you are not the. And for a girl child, it's unheard of. I think when it comes to a girl child, you want them where you can see them, because that's the only way you can protect them. I think the world has gone so, trying to look for a word, the world has gone so rough, so much so that it's not lenient on children. And I still remember I posted on my Facebook and I said every child needs to be taken care of or to be protected regardless of what color, skin, type, whatever. Every child, when they see a grown-up person, they must look at them and say, oh, there is dad, there is mom. That's how society was supposed to be. But unfortunately, there's perverts and whatnot. So where is Gogo? Where is the whole family when Michelle is 14 and made the provincial side? It's a good thing, yes. But that good thing comes with its own packages. The traveling, the late nights, the different people that you're meeting, the different environments that you're involved in. Where is Gogo in the family in this all?
So my coaches from primary school, they were with me until I got to high school and everything, and when I played for Uprising Cricket Club. So they knew that it's difficult for a girl child to play cricket, so they always go to my grandparents' house and be like, tomorrow we have a game and it's starting at 8 a.m. and we'll be done around 6 p.m. and we'll bring her back. So they used to bring me back.
Literally get into the house and
sit down and be like,
thank you, Mom.
Thank you. We brought her back. So they had a lot of trust in me, and I was never a naughty child. So they had so much trust in me that when I say I'm going to cricket, I'm going to cricket. Yeah. So even me traveling, they knew everything. And my mom here, I would tell her that I'm going to play cricket, and she would send me money if I need transport money or anything, and I will go. So they trusted me.
Yeah. So coming back again, you've you being in first class, the work schedule is now long hours. How then are you balancing the school and the cricket?
So cricket, we used to do cricket. We have games on Saturdays, obviously, and Sunday we go to church in my house.
Oh,
Everyone
okay.
goes to church.
No matter what.
Yeah, if you're not
church.
going to church, you stay outside the gate until we are back.
Also, when they come back, that's when they
Yeah,
come back.
so if I'm playing Sunday, sometimes I would go on Sunday. But I can't really say natural intelligence, but I think I was naturally intelligent. at
There
that
she is, she's calling herself.
I was,
Yeah.
and I can't really say I used to take my book seriously, like to be like,
Like, I'm going to a cricket match and
I
next
knew-
to the field before I go into bed, I'm
yeah,
busy
yeah.
browsing.
So it was okay for me. I didn't find it very difficult
Yeah.
until Form 3.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
from
okay.
3, I was now in the sciences class, and in Zimbabwe, if you are in the sciences
Sciences,
class, you have to
yeah,
focus
you
on
have to,
school,
yes,
and
yeah.
there's no time for games. But I still played cricket at that time, and I would work hard. But I wasn't getting the marks that I used to get, like Form 1, Form 2.
So you were, would you say you were struggling to keep a balance?
I can say that the class I was in now, it was only the best.
Wow.
So it
So you had to
wasn't.
pull your socks.
Yeah, so because it was like the number 1 and 2 of every class is now in one class.
Jeez.
So-
okay, so number 1s and 2s, yeah. And
Yes.
science is basically, yes, it's
Yeah,
all the bright kids.
only the bright
Yeah.
kids. So
Can you say that it's difficult to keep a balance between the two? There's balance between school and sport, balance between being a wife and being a sports person, balance between being a business person and a parent, balance between being there for the family because you are the elders and also being there for your own family because you're starting your own family. Could you say it's something that is unheard of, or it's something that one can work towards? Because I think we're living in a world mentally that everyone is saying, I just cannot keep a balance. If you want me to be a present father, then that means I can't go to work. If you want me to be a present mom, then that means we have to live on one income. If you want me to be an A student, then that means sport can take a back seat. Can you say, and there are people there, I don't want a conversation where it comes across as, Mishi was a intelligent kid, she has got self-confidence, or she's naturally intelligent, whatever the case might be. There are real people out there that are actually struggling with keeping a balance.
Yeah.
What would you say will be the solution? What did you do differently when you're in the sciences classes? Because you then passed very well, and your school and your sport excelled, and we're gonna get to that when you after your university. And I know that story, and it's something that someone is gonna resonate with, because we've started from you being 10, we've moved from you to grade 7, we moved to you being 14 in the first class since, and here you are saying until Form 3 the balance was tough. What did you do differently for someone that would probably say, I want to do this, but balancing is tough?
First thing that I can say, if you say you are natural intelligence can take you so far, because I used to be like that, be like, nah, I'm naturally intelligent, I got this, like especially in maths, I was very good in maths,
Yeah.
so I'd be like, I don't study, man, like I
I'm
would just
good.
yeah.
I'll wing it.
Yeah, and then I got to Form 3, and I remember my Form 3 teacher, my maths teacher, was like, one thing I can tell you is that you have not passed yet. You don't have that A yet in maths, and you still need to pass. You still need to write your O-levels. And it was now difficult for me when I got my first term results, and I'm Form 3. I'm doing 10 subjects at that time, and I'm doing biology, chemistry. I'm like, oh, things are tough. I became number 32 in class. and
so much for intelligence.
yeah,
Exactly.
my family didn't know this. I hid my report at that time. I was like, no ways, I'm not going to tell them. But they trusted me. I was like, hi, I'm number 5.
Good. Yeah,
and then
good.
they believed me.
My first one was number 16. I was like, that came as a shock. Yeah. So-
At that time, I'm like, yo, oh. Then I changed. I was like, nah. I need to work hard. So I worked hard. I don't want to lie. I worked hard. I was going to extra lessons, and I was still going to cricket as well.
Okay.
So after school, like at 1, I go to extra lessons until 6. At 6, I'm at cricket until 10.
Jeez.
At 10, I'm back and I'm studying again.
Yeah.
I didn't really sleep, especially for my O-levels. I was...
Did someone knock that into you, or it's just you being number 32, sort of like, yo, it was a reality check, come back to earth?
It was me. I don't like to fail. Anyone that knows me, I don't like failing. And I was just like, no ways. And I think I was a very goal-driven person, like especially in school. Maybe cricket was not so much, but in school I was very driven. I knew what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
There was no other choice than for me to go to university.
Yeah.
Yes. So I worked very hard. I don't want to lie, and I was doing my O-levels now. So I played province Form 3, Form 4, and then Form 4 I had to work hard. Writing O-levels now. So I had to work hard, but I was still playing cricket. So I can say it's difficult to balance the two. You have to know your priorities. What is my priority at this time? To be like, okay, let me focus for like 2 months and not play cricket and focus. And then pass. After passing, you can still go back to cricket. Because if you're someone who's like, nah, school's not important, I know I'm going to focus on my sport, then cool, do that. But if you were like me, I needed to pass. And I needed to excel in sport.
Not everyone has got the same privileges. Someone can fall onto a trust fund and say, even if cricket doesn't work, I know that I'm getting a salary.
Definitely.
Even if school doesn't work out, I know that I'll never go a day in my life where I don't have anything to fall back on.
True.
So people are different, but then that's the goodness of sport, because regardless of what your situation is, if you put your ducks in a row, you're gonna end up on top. And then here is Michi. She comes back. She's passed her A-levels. Now university, because you said your grandfather used to take you on walks and tell you how it is to be a girl, you need to go to school, how important school is. And for a lot of folks from Zimbabwe, the one thing that we can say we held on to was education.
Yeah.
Yes, everything else, you can play your sport, whatever, but always have a certificate to fall back on if the sport doesn't work out. And it's a good thing, because sporting career is very short. So if one is not going to take advantage of that shortness, then they're going to struggle after that career. That's why you see a lot of soccer players, by the time they reach out of peak, probably 30, 35, 40, they are done. You're done with the game. You don't even have anything to fall back on. You don't even have so much as a coaching qualification, because everything that was coming in was just going out. So it's a good thing that sport would then give you that sort of open doors. So Michi comes, boom. Michi is in A-level, past A-levels, is now supposed to go to university. Where's Michi now?
So A-level, I dropped cricket in O-level when I finished my O-level. And
because you
I needed to focus on my
focus,
A-levels, yeah. So I didn't play cricket when I was A-level, and I focused on my school. I passed very, very well. I passed very well, and now I'm done with high A-levels. I went back to cricket. So I went back to cricket, and I was like sort of like starting over, and the other people that were in the same category as me, they're now playing national team and all of that. And my province coach, coach number was so mad at me. Look at you. Why did you stop? And why not? Look at your other, at your. And I was like, I knew what I wanted, and I got it out of it. So I moved to South Africa for the holidays. I came to visit my family, because my family stays here. Yeah. And then, I applied for university after A-levels, and I got accepted immediately. Monash University for accounting. And then, the school
is that what you wanted, though?
Yes.
Okay.
I think from Zimbabwe, I was like, I didn't have the money. We were not rich. We didn't have anything. But I never discussed anything about going to university in Zimbabwe. I was like, I'm not going there.
Wow.
Why? I don't know.
Powerful. You had no plan whatsoever, yet you said, I'm not doing that.
And you know, when you're in class, you're A-level, like, I want to go to, like, people are saying the university. I didn't even know the universities. I only knew use it, and that was it. And I just knew I'm going to South Africa. And then I got accepted, and then the fees, I received the letter. Congratulations, you've been accepted. You can. My mom's like, how much is the school fees? I gave her like, no ways. No ways.
Not doing that. I love you, my child.
Yeah, and my grandfather was stressing. He was stressing because he was the one who went to collect my results, and he was like, everyone's like, can we see? And they were saying, you must go to use it. I was like, tell them I'm not going to use it.
Yeah.
Nah. And then he's like, you see, this money, it's not a lot, my grandfather. Okay. Let's look at it in US dollars.
Okay. All right, okay.
And he was regretting. It's like, if I didn't retire yet, maybe I would have helped out and whatnot. Then
it's so amazing how you had such a good relationship with your grandparents.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people have that. Unfortunately, I don't. And whenever someone, even when my wife speaks about her grandmother, she says, my grandmother would just be like, I feel like eating biscuits, and the next thing, boom, she brings you biscuits. And it's so amazing to have grandparents. You've got parents, then you've got grandparents that are that supportive.
Yeah.
To have your grandfather saying, I wish I had not retired. He's old at that point, he's tired. Yet he's saying, I want to, and it's the thought that counts. Yeah. Sometimes one doesn't have to come and give you 100,000, but they can just say, no, I wish I could help. And that to you that's all the support that you're looking for. Mishi is saying, I'm not coming to South Africa. Mona, she's saying, we want so much so. And your mom is saying, my child, it's not happening. Are you losing hope at this point?
I wasn't at that time. It hasn't like sunk in yet. I was like, nah, man, I'm still gonna go. It's just Monash. We'll apply somewhere else. And by that time, my friends that I went to school with are in university now in Zimbabwe. Yeah. And then my family, I remember they were like, why don't you just try to go to Zimbabwe university? You know, that's where we can afford. Yeah, because now time is moving. You're not studying
and
yet.
And everyone else is gone.
Yeah, and at that time I was now staying with my aunt in Cape Town, and I was waitressing at Spur. So I was like, nah, man, I can work hard and save money and I'll pay fees.
How ambitious.
Yeah, so I'm there. And I was like, Zimbabwe is a non-start. I'm not going there.
I'm not.
Yeah. So I'm working now. I'm working at Spur. And now the 1 year passed after A-levels. Okay. I'm not studying.
You haven't,
Next year comes, and I applied at Stellenbosch and UCT the previous year, so they only respond the next year. Okay. I got accepted as well, UCT. I got accepted Stellenbosch. Life is good. And I'm like, okay, I'm accepted. What's next? What now? And then I'm working there at Spur and everything, and then I was saving money. I was working hard. I was working really hard. And I got I had probably 15,000. So I was not spending any money. I was just saving my money, Yeah. And then I was working at the papers, and then I got arrested by Home Affairs. And I'm 19 at that time. That was the worst thing in my life. And I have acceptance letters. I have visa letters.
Literally, your life is so good, but there's just one obstacle.
It's so close. And my mom was also saving, my brother was also saving, so that we can put it together. So that we can put it together and pay fees. And then I got arrested, and then my life just came crumbling down. And at that time also, that's when I met so I was working at Spur, and I was also looking for a club to play cricket, because I wasn't playing cricket at that time. I didn't know anywhere to play cricket. So I'd look for anyone in the street, wearing whites or wearing anything cricket. Wow. So as I was working, I even told my other waitresses, if you see someone wearing cricket things, tell me. Yeah. So I was standing by the door at that time, and then I saw a lady wearing proteas coming into the restaurant. And then I was like, that's a Proteas jersey. That's. And then she came in. I wasn't serving her, so I was like, and then I told my aunt, I was like, I think that person is involved in cricket somehow.
Yeah,
and then she was like, yo, don't disturb customers. Yeah. I was like, no, man. So I kept going around the table. I went that way and like 10 and I was like, no, let me go this way. And I kept turning and then as I was turning now, she spilled water and I I wiped the table. Then I wiped the table. I was like, do you play cricket? And then she's like, yeah, I used to play for the Proteas. And I was like,
wow.
Okay. And you don't know me. I was like, I think I know you.
Okay.
And then I was asking her, do you know anyone who, do you know any club like around here that I can play cricket? Then she was like, no, I'm involved. I coach the cricket, the boys. But I can give your number to the ladies coach.
Yeah.
At UWC.
Who was this girl?
Chandri Fritz.
Fritz.
Yes.
Okay.
She played Proteas.
I see.
Okay. So she said, I will give your number to the ladies coach at UWC. I coach at University of Western Cape. I never heard of that university before. I just knew, I just knew UCT and Stellenbosch. And then it's like, okay. And I was like, okay, you can give my number. So I took her number. And then immediately I went to the toilet because you're not allowed to use your phone. And I sent a message, hi, it's Michelle from that she just met. Yeah, so that she has my number. Yeah. And then the next morning I keep checking my phone. She didn't reply. And then next morning I checked my phone. I sent her a message, hi ma'am, just to check.
Did you see my message?
She replied on the 4th day. After I was like, I think it's a dead end, but it's fine. Then the ladies coach contacted me, Coach Nuran. It's like, my name is Nuran. I'm coaching the ladies cricket. And it's like, I'm so interested. And then they said, we'll tell you, it was off season that time. We'll tell you when we start. I was like, off season. I didn't know off season in Zimbabwe. We used to play cricket every time. Yeah. So and then she messaged me. She's like, she put me in the group. UWC group, and then they said, cricket is practice is starting on Wednesday, and I'm working.
And you're excited now. You're in the group,
and I'm working at that time. So the practice was starting at 2 in the afternoon, and I was working. And I told the managers like, I am leaving at 1. Why? I have to go to cricket. It's like, no, you're not going anyway. I was like, cannot.
I'm going.
I cleaned. She didn't even say yes. I cleaned and I was like, I'm leaving now. Here's my...
I'm done. Yeah.
So I went to training and I played with them. I think I went for 1 practice or 2. That's when I got arrested. Oh. And I was sent back to Sim.
No communication also.
I communicated with them. I was like, I need to go back to Zimbabwe. I'm not coming back.
Jeez.
And then they're like, that's so sad because we are like, you're going to be our opening bowler and whatnot. They were so heartbroken. Then I'm back in Sim now. Life was tough for me. Yeah, I was depressed at that time because now it's the 2nd year and I'm not studying.
And everyone is in 2nd year now. Yeah.
And I lost friends. People that used to be my friends are like, we don't talk to someone who's not in the university and whatnot.
That's why I was saying, women, you are rough to one another. When things are going well, women, my sister, we're sister, we're blood sisters and whatnot. Yeah. But when push comes to shove, women on women, That's when that's also when I was like, friends, I don't do friends from that time. And cricket was my survival mechanism at that time. I was going to cricket every day at 8 a.m. and I come back at 6. I was surviving because I was like, there's nothing else. Because I did go to South African embassy just to check if my passport is banned. Okay. And they told me, you're banned for 10 years. Sure. I was like, there's no more hope. So I'm done.
I'm done with life. But still, I didn't apply to
local
university. So I don't know why at this point. I don't know. And then I'm standing there, I'm playing cricket. I'm doing very well. I'm also playing province. And then I got to national team practices and all of that. And then around December, the coach from UWC, the ladies coach, messaged me. And I was like, hi, Bo, why? And they say, hi, Michelle. And I was like, hello. And then she said, didn't you say you wanted to study? And I was like, yes, I wanted to study. Then she's like, what happened? I was like, I don't have the money.
Wow.
And then she's like, if we give you a scholarship, will you come back?
Wow.
I was in the kitchen with my grandmother.
Wow.
And I was like, oh my
I
God.
promise you, I'm sure when you're watching this and you're getting to this part, because I know there's been so much tension in the studio where
Yeah.
like, then all of a sudden if we give you a scholarship, how is that resonating to you, and what happened in the comment section at this particular juncture? I think it's about 40-50 minutes into the episode, and there's good news.
And I was like, oh my God. And I was like, yes, I'll come back
I'll come.
immediately.
Like yesterday.
Yes, because
yeah.
she said you're a good cricketer and whatnot. We can't lose you, so we're going to give you a scholarship to study. You have to apply at UWC. But at that point, applications are closed for the next year. And I said I'm going to come back as soon as possible. But mind you, my passport is banned.
So you can't.
I didn't say I can't. I said I'm coming.
No, I mean to say to you, technically you can't.
Technically I can't.
Yeah.
But my grandmother's like, let's pray. You're going to go.
woman
And I
is
told my
brave,
mom,
yeah.
buy the ticket, the bus ticket. I'm coming.
I don't know how, but I'm coming.
She bought it immediately and I was going tomorrow, the next day.
Jeez.
And then I went there. We prayed with my grandmother and everything. I took my passport. I put it in my, I was wearing a hoodie and I put it inside, the pocket. And I was sitting there. I was praying. I didn't even eat anything. I didn't talk to the next person who was. I was just praying until we got to the border. I'm praying. I told God at that time, I was like, God, I don't have money to go back. Either I'm going forward or you are killing me there at that point because I'm not going back. I don't have the money, first of all. So I was like, it was like a personal thing with God. Like, God, you have to do it, otherwise there's nothing else. So I got to the border. My heart is pumping out of my chest at that time. I'm like,
and it's the same passport that has got the stamp that you.
There was no stamp in the passport, but they told me there at the embassy that it's banned.
Okay.
They said it's called a VR or what. It doesn't show in the passport, but in the system.
But in the system it does. Okay.
So I got there at the border and I gave the woman my passport. I was scared.
Yeah.
I was scared. Then she put it inside and took it out. I was like, it's done.
I'm done.
I'm finished.
I'm finished.
Then she put it back. Hey, stamp. I'm gone.
Thank
I was like,
Lord. Thank you, Lord.
Yo, I called my mom. I think it was 3 a.m. I was like, I've crossed. My mom was like, yo, we thank God and stuff.
No.
And I was like, yo, God is good. I think that's when everything started. So I went back. Now I'm playing cricket there. And then I still didn't study for that year because applications were closed. And there was like a program where you didn't pass and then you have to add your points. So they were like, we can't because you have 2 good points. You can't do that program because they're like, first of all, you not to be doing nothing the year, then just study. But I was now playing cricket only for the full year. Then I applied to study now.
Oh, I see.
2 years gone.
Sure. But then what I love the most is most of your mates were already 2 years in advance.
Yeah.
But then the goodness of God, you're still going to supersede them. Yes, it feels like there was someone once posted on Facebook where you say it's like a catapult. So for you, it's pulling you back, and everyone else is moving, and you're thinking, oh, my soul, my life is not going well, I'm depressed, things are not going well. Yet God wanted you to go back and still come back to the ground and say, you know what, I'm done. So that you can give God the glory.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times when we do things, one, you're doing things because if you had gotten that scholarship, you're going to do it because you're good at cricket. If you're going to get a bursary because of your education, it was because you're intelligent.
Yeah.
But this was God saying, come back. Start back from zero. Literally,
Yeah.
your passport is banned. So whatever words that you are saying, that I'm never going to study in a local university in Zimbabwe, the devil was also listening to those.
Definitely.
So the devil was trying to prove a point as well that, okay, you said you not. So go back there. And here you were saying, maybe I should just. And a lot of times it happens in our lives whereby when things don't go the way that we've spoken or planned them or know that God has planned for us, you feel like, maybe I'm not meant to be driving a Mercedes-Benz. Let me just fall back and just drive an Opel. Let me just fall back and drive a small car.
Yeah.
It's better than nothing.
Definitely.
You studying in Zimbabwe was just you saying, oh well, there's nothing else to do.
Yeah.
And here was God saying, I'm still planning it all the way until the end of the year. But that is the power of words and you understanding what you wanted and knowing your why. I think we did a video where we spoke about know your why, and you were so adamant about your why. You could have easily said, not, let me just fall back and go to study in Zimbabwe, but you didn't. And that is amazing. Where now is Michelle after this whole debacle? It's been years now, you're studying your master's, and yours is turning out to be a great story. And there's a saying that says, a bad beginning makes a good ending. Where is Michelle now towards the later part of her years?
So like you mentioned, I did study at that time.
Yeah.
I studied Bachelor of Commerce in Law, and I graduated in 2021, sorry.
Yeah.
And then I went on to study honors in economics, which I finished last year, and also I'm teaching at the university. I started off tutoring, and now I'm assisting the lecturer. So I'm a graduate teaching assistant right now, and I'm doing my master's this year.
Wow, amazing. I want to come back to, there's a story that you said when you guys got married. She's married, by the way, she's not available. Stop it. You said you broke up with my brother because you had failed your school. You're like, I'm done this relationship. Take me through that quickly before we wrap up.
So I didn't fail as such, but I was a very goal-driven person, and anything that didn't align with my goals, I would
check it
remove.
out.
Yeah. So at that time, I think I got 2 50s. I never used to get 50s. So I was like, nah, I don't want to do that. I need to focus and do my studies. So that's how I broke up with them, because
amazing. And last before least, what advice would you give to a girl that is sporty and everyone is going to tarnish her and say you play boy sports, or you are so inclined into playing sport and not to school? They can still do both, right? What advice would you give to that girl that is trying to fit into society, probably through education or through sport? What advice would you give?
I think the most important thing is to know what you want to do with your life. For me, I put education on top of everything, because even though some people will be like, education is outdated these days and stuff, but for me, I want that doctorate degree, and I'm gonna get it. Whether you say it's the best or it's not, I will still do it. So if you feel like sports is your way to life, that's all you want to do, focus on that. But my advice to a young girl that is not like probably younger than 18, my own opinion is like, do both. Do sport and do your studies. You never know how, because our minds as we grow up change. Someone wanted to be a pilot, but right now you're an economist. Because I wanted to be a pilot, but now I'm an economist. So as you grow up, your priorities change. So rather have your education and still play your sport. If it's something you get to 18, be like, nah, I want to focus on sport only, then do that. But in the same sense, focus on school.
Oh, awesome stuff. Michelle, you've been amazing. Amazing. Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? That's the last part. Actually, the last one will be a wise man once said. So where do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
In the next 5 years, I will be a doctor.
Amazing. Michelle, you've been amazing. Thank you so much. Lastly is, a wise woman or a wise man once said, what is the one philosophy that you live by?
I think it's get a reward for your pain.
Say that again. Louder.
Get a reward for your pain. Like, if studying is hard, it was hard studying, then pass. Just pass.
Wow.
If it's hard to be a cricketer, you have to work out, and if you're working out and doing everything, you have to get a result from it. So if you give up in the way, you didn't get a result out of the pain that you got. But like, it's painful, I'm gonna give up.
Get a reward for your pain.
Get a reward for your pain. Thank you so much if you're still here. This has been an amazing, amazing interview. And I know, say it in the comment section and give my sister wife. Is it sister wife? What do you call mine in English? But okay, give my wife some flowers in the comment section.
She's my sister wife.
Yeah. give her flowers. This has been an amazing story, and I myself learned something around the power of words and stubbornness. I don't think when Michelle was going through everything that she was going through, she understood the power of stubborn faith. And it comes back to learning how to pray, learning how to have a relationship with God, and learning to know your why. And she said, get a result for your pain. Come on. Anyway, thank you so much. If you're still here, please consider liking, sharing, and subscribing. We'll see you again bright and early tomorrow to next day. Enjoy the weekend and stay safe. From me to Mishi, to everyone that is in the crew and everyone that made this video possible, thank you. Cheers for now.
Yeah. Please tell me that I can't, that I won't, that I fail, that I'll never make it out, yeah. Please tell me all the bad, never good, fill my head full of every single doubt, yeah. Please say any negative thoughts, I pop off when I hear people